Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Afro Reviews. On the latest episode of the classic series, I examine Brian De Palma's Carrie. When one questions a filmgoer's taste, it tends to appeal to the mainstream depending on the viewer. If they are a part of the hipster niche, they will prefer art films while condemning anyone who is a part of the mainstream. Contemporarily, it is rare to discover a filmmaker who can speak for both parties. Several years ago, audiences had filmmakers like that. However, there is one director who endures criticism for his older and better work. This director would have to be Brian De Palma, because numerous critics have a history of labeling De Palma as a lesser Hitchcock and a misogynist. These unfair classifications are the apparent misunderstanding of De Palma's genius. In his first masterpiece, De Palma adapted Stephen King's novel Carrie into an exciting and funny horror film about a young woman's purity and her evolution into maturation. As one begins Carrie, a viewer could easily express that this is De Palma's idea of a coming-of-age story. In that case, Carrie is a film that includes the most common aspects of De Palma's content, such as sex and blood. Within the introduction, De Palma watches young women undress in a locker room, yet it is non-pornographic. As the sequence continues, the camera becomes closer to an introverted girl taking a shower. In 3 minutes, De Palma displays the division between the shy Carrie White and her peers, and he is suggesting that Carrie's innocence is unlike the vulgarity and corruption of her classmates. Carrie White is a pure virgin, while the other girls have experience in sex. De Palma executes the initiation of White's period to indicate her early stages of maturity. The sequence is so shocking and hyperbolic that it evokes terror and laughter at the same time. Sissy Spacek perfectly represents the sweetness of Carrie by referring to her earlier role in Terrence Malick's Badlands. Viewers empathize with Carrie because she is a victim of bullying, but to watch the consequences that her enemies face is witty. Even after the startling introduction, De Palma has more provocations to unfold as the movie deepens. One theme that many recall the most would have to be De Palma's examination of religion's influence in adolescence. While religion is a healthy aspect of one's life, De Palma satirizes the negative extremes of how religious parents react to a child's interest in the world around her. With Piper Laurie's brilliantly insane performance, De Palma pokes fun at parental angst when Laurie's Margaret White viciously reacts to Carrie having a period. To Margaret White, menstruation is only the outcome of a sinner. This hilarious notion causes the mother to push Carrie White into a closet so she can pray for forgiveness. In the closet, De Palma spotlights a Jesus Christ doll as a case of foreboding. It is an illusion later in the unsettling conclusion. Carrie White is so unaware of the sexual revolution and what teenagers commit in their daily lives. This is like the Eisenhower-era adults in Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, as those characters experience a sexual awakening. Unlike their satirical sense of humor and genres, De Palma and Paul Mazursky have similar social politics. They understand the concerns of the traditionalist, but they note that the progression is necessary for humanity. Despite the relationship between Carrie White and her mother, De Palma also focuses on a few supporting characters who are integral to the narrative. Amy Irving and William Catt are superb as two popular students who decide to help Carrie by making her a part of society. Although their clique has a history of harassment, Sue Snell and Tommy Ross are open to the idea of accepting different people. The conflict is that one of their leading peers is the arrogant and cynical Chris Hargensen, who will not stop until she seeks revenge against Carrie White for placing her and others in detention. Hargensen's selfish nature is a commonly accepted feature in the teenage demographic, and Nancy Allen captures it wonderfully with anger and humor. Betty Buckley is also marvelous as a caring gym teacher who is not timid about being a tough disciplinarian. Without these characters, audiences would know less about Carrie White's experiences as a student. In an era when numerous horror films are shallow and tame, it is refreshing to revisit a classic that is famous for the right reasons. To be fair, Carrie is often an excuse for people who claim to be De Palma fans, while they deny the complexities of Blowout and Dress to Kill. If there is an interest in cinema, the ones who observe Carrie will have the motivation to view De Palma's other work. Carrie is an excellent introduction for people who are unaware of De Palma's cinema. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.